Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Steven here. In today's video, we're adding automatic document versioning to our contract management system using JavaScript. So, if you have not yet watched part 1, where we built the entire system from scratch, the link in the description below. So go watch that one and then come back here so that we are on the same page. So, what exactly are we focusing on this particular video? In this video, we are focusing on one specific feature. Every time a contract document record is saved or updated, we want the version number to automatically increment. So the first time someone is adding a contract document to the contract, it will label it as version 1. So if someone goes into the system, updates that particular document, it will increment it to version 2, so on and so forth. All of this will happen without anyone manually typing to avoid human errors and everything else that comes in between someone having to type these numbers manually. All right, so all of this with the JavaScript that we're going to add is going to happen automatically. So without wasting your time, let's get into it. So on screen here, this is the JavaScript function that is going to handle the incrementing of the version number. So this function, I've called it incrementVersionNumber, is going to execute each and every time the record has been saved. But what happens after it has been triggered? What I want us to do is to retrieve the current number that is on version number here. So remember in our first episode, the version number, we added it as a whole number. So that each and every time, so the first time that you're saving the record, it will be version 1. So the second time you're updating it, it will retrieve to say there's 1. So I have to increment 1 to the current value that I've retrieved. So if you're on version number 3, it will increment 1 to it. So you might ask yourself to say, why do I have this YouTube version number? Don't worry, the YouTube is the publisher that I selected. So obviously in your scenario, you'll have different name for this field. So the version number might be similar, but your publisher might be different. So how exactly do you confirm that this is the actual column or logical name for my column? What you do is go to your solution and then open up the table. In our scenario here is contract document, go to columns, and on version number, you see this one is the one that we added as whole number, open it. And then click here, advanced properties. So you see that the logical name, this is the one that you want. You don't want the one with the uppercases. You want the one that is labeled logical name. So if yours is st_version number, just take it as it is. Don't add the YouTube because if you're following through from my scenario here. So now our code is ready. But how exactly do we add it to our model-driven app? First of all, we need to copy all this and then go back to our solution. And in here, I want us to go to forms under contract document. I'll go to forms. And here I'll open the main form. So on our form here, our version number is at the very top here. So one thing that you need to take note with JavaScript is that it only actions on items that are actually on this form right here. So the reason why we brought our version number here is to make sure that it's polished. It is not necessarily a user that is going to be updating this, but in order for our JavaScript to work, we also need to have the version number field on the form itself. We can hide it, but it will be handling the incrementing underneath. To add our column, let's make sure that first of all, we uncheck this so that we see all the columns, even the ones that we've actually utilized. And then I can just drag the version number at the bottom here. Whilst it's selected, I can choose to hide it. So it's on our form. So that's step number 1. So now to add our JavaScript, on our far left-hand side here, we have got a little bit of icons, buttons here that have got different items. So we have got components where we can actually add our components, similar to the one that is on the top here. We have got table columns. This is where we were. We have got the tree view where it'll show you each and every segment of the form. And then we have got form libraries, which is the JavaScript right here. Currently, we don't have any library files. All right. So what we do is I'll add library. And here, if you have already saved your JavaScript, you can just select it from here. But ours, we've just written it now. So what I'll do is I'll click on new web resource. Remember that code that we copied? Seems like I didn't copy it, so let's just paste it in there. Select JavaScript. So our code is there. I can name it. Let me just give the same name as. Let's give it the same name as the function name. So incrementVersionNumber. Same as display name. When you do that, click save and publish at the bottom there. So when it's done publishing, we can now select it from our library here to add it to our form. But obviously, when you're deploying the Dataverse instance, there's a lot of JavaScripts that are going to also be deployed automatically by Microsoft. So to quickly get to yours, the one you're looking for, just search for the name that you added. So as you can see here, I've just pasted in our name. The JavaScript has pulled up and it's there. So in our library, we have got one version number. All right. So how exactly do we add it on this form to say on save? I want us to do ABCD. Okay. So I'll select this form. Okay. As you can see here. And then on the right hand side here, I've got properties and then I've got events. So I'll click on events. What I want us to do is on save. So on save, I'll click on add handler and then it will automatically select, it will list down all the libraries, all the JavaScripts that are inside of this, that have been added to this form. So in this case, it's just one. And then it will ask for function name. I'll just add in that name. And then I can also pass execution at first parameter. So that's saved. All right. If you're done with that, click save and publish. So now that our form has been published, let's quickly run a test to see if our versioning is actually working. So if we go back to our application, hard refresh. So now we go to SLA and then I can just add a new document. So add a new document. I can just say version number test. Document type, this is original. Document status, this is a draft. Saved. So you see here, the version number is 1. So if I close this record right here, and then I open it again, you see that the version number will still be 1 because I haven't made any updates to this document right here. But if I change the draft to something else, let's say final, and save, you see now the version number is 2. Oh, it wasn't final, maybe it wasn't original, it's an addendum, I've updated, I'm saving the record again, the version number is 3. Oh, it's not version number test, it's version number test 2023 update. Okay, save, version number is 4. So this function, we've added it on save event. Every time, and the good thing with Dataverse is that you cannot save a record if you have not made any changes to that particular record. Let me just bring it back here. All right. So if I leave this document the way it is now and navigate to another window, it will just be version 4. If I open it, I haven't made any updates to this, it will still be version 4. But what we've done is to ensure that every update, every change that has been made to this document is accounted for, right? Is accounted for so that you know that this particular document has been revised how many times. So if I say adding 9 here, save, that's how you go. So you see, we can extend the functionality of a model-driven application by using extra coding. I know that we've delved into some JavaScript, but that's how flexible this whole platform is. If you do have any questions on this in particular or any other scenarios that you have, please feel free to post them in the comment section. I do read all the comments and I do assist where I can. and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.